Well, this is Strong and Sassy here on Joy 99.7 FM. My name is Animwaa Anim, and of all the places that you could be tonight, I am so thankful that you've chosen to be here with me. And the show will continue right after this.
We know it's important to create a productive and supportive working environment by investing in your employees' health. With a leading international track record, Apex Health Insurance is regulated and licensed by the National Health Insurance Authority to provide medical insurance services to institutional clients, families, and individuals. Apex Student Package and International Medical Solutions are all here to cushion you. Visit Apex Health Insurance Office at Zion House, Boundary Road, Shiashi, or call
0501-683-914
or 0232-000-015. In Kumasi, we are located opposite Prempeh College, Sofo Line, and in Takrady, Apex Health, your preferred health insurer.
An absolutely fantastic day, hasn't it? I'm sure you're glad you're going home now. But tonight we're having a discussion about the worst mistakes that we've made in our relationships. And like I was telling Evans, it's important that, we talk about them so that we can actually learn from them and make sure that we don't repeat them. And you also know that when you talk about something, it helps in the healing process. So I'm here for you tonight. Let's talk about the worst and the dumbest things you've done in your relationships, and possibly the things that you've done that have cost you people that you love. The text lines are open is 0244340437. Also the phone lines are open 0302216541, because I really want to hear your stories, even before I start to tell you mine, or before Amma tells us her stories. And obviously before we start getting into the text messages and all of that. So call me 0302216541. I want to know your worst relationship mistakes. And it's funny because I was speaking to a friend earlier on, and she was telling me that for her, the mistakes that she made are actually the things she didn't do. So that's another way of looking at it, isn't it? Sometimes we assume that the mistakes that you make are things that you did wrong, but sometimes it's actually the things that you didn't do, right, Amma?
Yeah, I currently go by the saying, you regret the things you didn't do than the things you did. And so I guess that's the push I usually need to do something. I'm like, if I don't do it, I'll look back and say, I wish I did it. And that would hurt more.
Exactly, but if you did it, then you can say, well, I gave it my best.
Yeah.
Even if it went wrong. The heart is what matters.
In the moment you try to satisfy your heart, and then when it's broken you look back and say, I wish I didn't do it this way. But you heal faster when you did it than
when you gave your best. But unless of course you did something really dumb.
Yes, of course. But even with that, I think that you should always try and forgive yourself. It's something I preach to people, anybody at all who's hurting from a decision they've made in the past. I always tell them, try and forgive yourself. It's hard to do because I've been there. I've had to rely on friends convincing me to forgive myself, even though it's something I preach to people often. Sometimes I have to be reminded to forgive myself so I can easily move on.
Okay. Well, we have our first caller.
Okay.
I know, right? Hi, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Hello, who am I speaking to?
My name is Nana. I'm calling from Peseninga.
Hi, Nana. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. And you?
Okay, I'm really good. Tell me, what's your worst relationship mistake?
My worst, in fact, I don't know what to say, but my issue is I have a very quick temper. Very, very quick. It has really, really cost me a lot. Currently, I'm having issue with my girl, and because of my temper. Seriously.
Oh, why? What do you do?
I don't know. She asked me a very simple question, and I don't know what came over me. I just went overboard, and then I just told her my mind, and then everything went haywire for me. Seriously.
Well, maybe you want to use this opportunity to apologize to her.
I don't know whether she's listening there, but she's in the listening region. So.
Okay. Do you want to just give it a shot just in case?
Not this one. A couple of relationships happened, and that's really cost me. My temper is really worrying me. Seriously.
So what are you doing to work on it?
Sorry?
What are you doing to work on it?
Oh, I don't know. I'm praying over it. I've been praying over it.
This one, dear, my brother. This one, dear. It's not prayer. Prayer alone won't. Prayer alone. Let me give you a tip. It would be good if you could actually speak to a professional. But you could also just Google anger management or dealing with anger. And then, there are some exercises and things that you could follow, and that may help to control your emotions in the moment. But thank you so much for sharing with us. I have Nana Kwesi on the line. Hello, Nana Kwesi.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine.
I'm good too, thanks. So what's the worst thing you've done?
Oh, the worst thing I did was to jump into a new relationship whilst I wasn't healed. So, it got people hurt. Because a year and a half into the relationship, I realized I really need to help. I realized I needed to heal, and I had to opt out from the relationship. And someone was deeply into it because I hurt. So that was the worst decision I ever made in my relationship.
Wow. I'm really sorry about that, but at least it's good that you recognize that. So, okay, so our phone lines are still open, 0302-216-541, text lines as well, 0244-340-437. So, Amma, let me come to you whilst we wait for our next caller. What's the worst relationship mistake you've made?
First of all, good evening to your listeners. And the people who are listening because I asked them to tune in. Stash, hi. Okay. I think it's been assuming. That's my biggest mistake. I realized that in most of my relationships, I went with assumption rather than facts most of the time.
I think women tend to do that.
I agree. Yeah. Yesterday, a friend, a guy, Aben, he told me that because he posted a guy's photo, and then he's like, so many ladies are asking for the guy's contact, and he's given. I'm like, oh, he's a pilot? And he's like, wait, you think he's a pilot? He is. And I'm like, oh, okay. Then he said, I think that's why the ladies are asking for him, because they think he's a pilot. Oh. Well, he's not. Then he went on to
was
say...
Was he wearing a pilot's uniform?
Yeah, and he was sitting in a plane.
Okay, I'll come back to you in a second. Let me just talk to Dennis. Dennis, hi, good evening.
Good evening.
Hi. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm awesome. Okay, so what's your worst relationship mistake?
I think mine was opening up too much and then giving too much freedom.
Giving too much freedom?
Yes.
What does that mean?
Well, I think I was with this lady and then I gave up the blank check. I mean, air up everything that you feel, and then that became my doom. Because at a point then any kind of word could be issued out to me without care, consent, and it hurt me so badly.
Oh, I see. I'm really sorry about that, Dennis, but thank you for sharing that with us. Okay, Amma, let's continue your pilot story.
Yeah. So according to him, he's like, well, they should go in there. I'm sure you're going to get hurt eventually, but yeah, they deserve it. And I'm like, why? Then he said, you ladies like going with assumptions too much.
But you need to misleading if you're wearing a pilot.
Thank you.
That's what I said. If you are not a pilot, why are you wearing a pilot?
Sitting in a plane.
An airplane.
And then he said, well, he works in the industry now. It's up to us ladies to ask the right questions when we are talking to a guy. But he's realized that a lot of ladies don't like questioning men. I agree with him to an extent because it's part of some of the mistakes I have made.
Which is not questioning.
Yeah, which is not questioning too much because I didn't want him to feel pressured. I didn't want him to think that I was so desperate to know so much and move things faster than usual, even when I wanted things to move faster.
But Steve Harvey has always said that women shouldn't do that. Ask the questions you need to. If he's gonna run, he's gonna run.
He's gonna run.
He's going to stay.
Now I do know that now, so I am like, no more assumptions. I want to just go straight, ask, and then I don't want to take things too seriously too fast. Like, I want to take my time, and when I meet somebody, I just want to enjoy knowing the person, just like I would do with a regular friend for a while. And I would also want to define things before anything.
You get emotionally involved. I get that. Okay, let me speak to Kelvin. Hello, Kelvin.
Hello, Animwaa.
Yes, how are you?
I'm fine, and you?
I'm very well, thank you. What's the worst relationship mistake you made?
Animwaa,
okay.
Can you imagine that I'm in a relationship with my fiancé in Aposomo? And then we contribute some money because I love riding bicycle. I use the money to buy bicycle. Just bicycle. 300 million bicycle. Just bicycle. So
300 million is how much? 3,000 Ghana.
Yes, 3,000.
3,000 Ghana CD bicycle.
Yeah.
Why is it automatic?
It's a fiber bicycle. We imported a bicycle from Italy.
Hey, Italian bicycle. Okay.
So she asked me, and I told her that I use the money for bicycle. And she's angry with me, and we are not able to settle things down.
Oh.
So that I don't know. So anyone, that is my
your worst. Wow.
Yeah, my worst.
Wow. So sorry about that, Kelvin. But 3,000 CDs on a bicycle. Wow. Okay. Let's move on to Kingsley. Kingsley.
Hello. Good evening.
Aloha. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Okay. So what's your worst relationship mistake? It's not a bicycle, is it?
I don't know how others will look at it, but mine is quite an experience. I have a couple. The first one I would say is that I let a good person live my life when I felt I was too good for her.
Oh.
She actually was somebody who would do everything for me. She would do everything for me. Anything I asked, even when I was having bad habits, alcoholism, she would put out all this. But sadly, I felt she couldn't pay me enough, so I felt that I had to move on. So I allowed her to go. So that is first. Second, I'm married, happily married, thank God. But I felt I could have if I had gotten to know my wife better, called or something, that would have also helped. Because we got married around, I think, 8 months into our relationship. Sometimes there are a lot of friendships I felt are needless. So that is one of the things I felt if we had each other very well, perhaps those things would have played out in the courtship process or period, so that we didn't have to encounter or deal with it whilst married. And the last one, if I may,
yeah, sure, go ahead.
It's not when I got married on my wedding night. I wish I had stayed the consummation period for the next day, because I think I was rushed. So
you were now a break.
No, my brain takes one of my it leaves a lasting impression, but thank God I've picked up.
You've redeemed yourself, eh?
Yeah, I've redeemed myself, thank you to God. So I think these are the three I wanted to share.
Thank you so much for sharing that. That's
something from his in the future, when we are tired, let's save it for tomorrow.
No, but a lot of married couples have said that the first night they're actually really tired. Because imagine the whole day makeup, dancing,
and even prior to the D-Day, you've been doing a lot of running.
Yeah. So
really, you should save it.
You should. Well,
the things that you want to make the wedding night extra special for somebody like me. I'm a moment person. I'm very, I'm more like, we did this at this time and it was this. I'll check that. Yeah, I'm like that.
Yeah, I'm like
so that. I'm like, wedding night, I want it to be special. It's something I'm likely to want to do.
Well then,
but
yeah, no.
Now with what he
said, he's made a point.
But we'll still do something.
I agree with you. So 0302216541. I'm enjoying your stories so much, so don't stop calling and sharing them with us. I want to hear from the women as well. Let's not leave this all to the guys. But let me go through a few of your text messages. This one says, my worst mistake was to jump into a new relationship after a heartbreak instead of healing. A year into it, and I began to change. I realized that the heartbreak is now catching up with me, so I had to break up and got someone hurt. And that's from Sly. So the text line 0244340437. This one says, my worst mistake in a relationship was being so soft. I rather wouldn't mind that lady, no matter how much she got on my nerves. She then took my leniency as a weak point, took advantage of that, and did some silly things which broke us up. That's Stephen from Somanya. Stephen, don't stop being soft. The right woman will definitely appreciate that. All right, I have Quakes. Good evening.
Hey, Animwaa.
Hey, I did, Charlie. What's going on?
Yeah, I think the mistake I did was, I think, 5 years ago. And,
say that again. Kwaku, say that again. I can't hear you very well.
Is the line better now?
It's not that much better. Can you just move a little bit and let's try again?
So, is it okay now?
Okay, let's give it a go.
Okay. So what happened was, you see, you arrange your marriage or your wedding, then you leave some things for friends to handle. And then they end up messing up the whole thing. Now, 2 things happened. The first one was the guy who was printing our wedding cards ended up telling us around 8 p.m. Friday evening, where he was doing the printing, the machine developed a fault.
Wow.
So the program lineups and everything was not ready at 8 p.m. So around 10 p.m. we have to be moving in town, myself, to get a place to print that thing. And the second error was I asked someone to arrange for me.
You asked someone to arrange what?
A hotel for me. Then after everything, I was taking to hotel already. Could you imagine that at 9 p.m. now? I'm on here.
Are you serious?
I'm serious. So myself and my wife, we have to hang around the hotel for about 3 hours.
Wow.
The place was arranged for us. These are some of the mistakes comes the way. Yes.
That's a tough one. That's a really tough one. It's really sad when a really special day like that is messed up like that.
I think so. It's one reason why people, I encourage people to now look into hiring professionals to handle some of these things for them at their events. For so many years, we've been used to relying on friends and family for our special events, even when it comes to catering and all. And when people are doing it for you as a favor, most people don't tend to take it as serious as somebody who's doing it as a business would take it. Look into that. And it's interesting, I've heard a lot of men complain about fails during their wedding day than I've heard women do.
Yeah.
So you see, the wedding day is not only about the woman, like people say.
It's not.
It's both ways, like both the bride and groom, because they all have guests coming in.
Yeah.
It's special for both of them. It's not just it's for both bride and groom.
Okay, well, you can tweet at us on Twitter, and we're asking the question, what's the worst relationship mistake you've ever made? Comment with the hashtag strong and sassy. And let me read some of your tweets. This is from Wanderer. He said, forgiven my cheating partner. Guess what? It happened again. Sam Tuga says, introducing her to a friend. Citizen Z said he gave his girlfriend too much freedom and she cheated, so it's not going to happen again. Anna says accepting my partner back after cheating. Henry says paying fees for my girlfriend while finding it difficult to feed myself. Wow. Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much for all your tweets. Tweet with the hashtag strong and sassy and tell us the worst relationship mistakes you've ever made. Well, guess who we have on the line? Felicity. Haven't spoken to her in a while. Hey, Felicity. Okay. Hello. Okay, Felicity is sorting out issues. But now on the text line says, my worst mistake is forgiving my partner for cheating because he has made it his routine. I will not let this conversation become about cheating because it seems to be a major issue in terms of mistakes that people make. Okay, let me go on the phone line to Felicity. Felicity.
Hi.
Good evening. Hi. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm good. Were you fighting with Abeku and Abu? I think
How
you were,
weren't
you? Because I put you on air. You were fighting and telling them off. So yeah.
Oh God. Oh,
yeah, but
sorry.
it's good. It's good. They probably deserve it. I don't doubt that. But everything good? Are you staying safe?
Yes. I'm staying safe. You know.
Awesome. Okay, so share with us some of the mistakes that you've made and why you think you've made them. Okay,
so personally, I feel. The worst mistake for me, I just feel like I don't think I should open up completely to someone new that I'm dating about my past relationships. I think that information, I've had someone use that against me. So for me, I think that moving forward, I'm very circumspect about what I tell a new partner about my previous relationship and whatever transpired. I don't think that they really need to know. I think that they don't need to know because you're not in a relationship. There's not a relationship, so that's one thing that I really believe.
But then, so when does honesty come in? Are you saying that you don't disclose at all, or you wait for the relationship to progress?
I don't. When I say I don't disclose, it's not that I wasn't in a relationship. As in what transpired, I don't think whatever happened in my previous relationship is the business of whoever I'm in a new relationship with. So it's not that I can tell you, I was in a relationship. I can even tell you who I was in a relationship with. As to why we broke up or the kind of things that happen in our relationship, you don't need to know. Let's just go into this relationship with a clean slate and get to know each other and have our relationship. So that's what I mean.
Oh, okay.
So it's not really about lying. It's just that there's certain information that I just don't think you need to know.
Okay. And apart from that?
Yeah, I think for me that's the main one. That's the main one for me. That I just wouldn't do. That's the main. But my grandma actually always used to say that you shouldn't do that, and I've also experienced it. So my grandma used to advise women not to tell your new man about your ex-man, and I think she had the right idea.
Right. Okay. Well, hello, Grandma. For that.
She's dead now. She died last year, but yeah.
Oh,
it's okay.
I'm so sorry about that.
It's okay.
Okay. Well, Ed from Tema says my worst mistake was waiting for my dear friend, hoping she would say yes to me one day. I let go of all the good ladies who came my way. Unfortunately, she never said yes. After many breakups, while I still waited, it's time to move on. Okay. So Amma wants to say something.
Yeah,
about
I want to say something about that because I've been in something similar before. I was the lady being waited for. Yeah, so when I look back, I wish I was more straightforward in telling the person no. But I was very protective of his feelings.
Okay.
So I felt that I'd said no enough, in so many ways, that he should have just known that this was really not going to happen. And then when 6 years later, this person asked me again, as in I've been waiting, I was heartbroken. Because I'm wow, I truly care about this person, and to think that he had been waiting for that long. And we had mutual friends, and when the same community, and I was the bad person. Everybody saw me as the bad person.
Yeah, because 6 years.
Yeah, but it wasn't fair on them. Right? I said no. In that 6 years, everybody else saw me with other people. So why did this person feel that they had to wait for me? And why am I the only bad person in this? So Ed, I understand how you feel, but as somebody who's the one who's been waited on, I'm telling you that it's not easy on the other person. So when they find out that you're heartbreaking because you've been waiting for them, made me feel wow, maybe I should have been harsh, or I should have done something extra for you to know that, look, this is really not happening.
Yeah.
We are not on the same page. It's not about time or what, but you see that even ladies, we tend to do that, and in our case usually it's when we are in a situationship. We think that we are in a relationship with somebody and the person has done so much to indicate that I don't love you, I don't care about you, but we think he would change. We think that we assume
one day he'll wake up and realize.
Yeah.
How amazing you are.
How amazing you are. And then you see you, then you'll be there. So you tell yourself, what if I leave today and tomorrow is when he feels like it? But there's been so many things to tell you that he's not that into you. But you think so. Indirectly, I've also had my fair share of being the one waiting for other people. So I guess, and it's like a cycle. Kofi likes Amma likes Kojo likes Ikea. And it goes round until of course that miracle moment comes when Kofi likes Ifwa and Ifwa likes Kofi back. Glory! Yeah, like the song says, it's a wonderful thing to love and be loved and back, isn't it? Yes. Okay, and we're not going to get romantic and sappy, are we? I know, right? Okay, we have Yaya Boa on the phone. She's one of our guests and is joining us. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine. Corona.
I know, right? I know.
No, it's a social distance.
I did. Okay, yeah, let's start again. Hi, yeah, good evening.
Remember Corona?
Oh, me just a social distance. And now you are COVID. Charlie, it's very hectic. So, tell us, what's your worst relationship mistake?
As for this issue, I don't even know how to start. But I think my worst relationship mistake that I ever did was to try to change my partner. Was to try to make him who I wanted him to be. Right. When he showed me several times that this is who I am. And I think at that point in my life, I didn't know myself that well to know what works for me and what doesn't work for me. So it was like, I find myself in a relationship and then I'm like, okay, this man is not like this. Let me try, consistently try to make him the kind of man that I want, try to change him, try to make him reason with me, try to make him be on the same page with me. I mean, anytime you try to bring up a conversation, it's like it turns into something else. And I keep asking myself, what am I really doing? Like, I'm just trying my best possible to mold this man into someone he's not. And that is very, very difficult, disappointing, and it's like an emotional trauma. Wow. Because it's like you sit down to have this discussion today, and then everything is like, okay, I understand, Matthias here, everything, and then the next minute he goes back to what exactly you just addressed. It's good to me who say that is how the person is. The person is not willing to change, and for me, I'm not just putting all the blame on him. I also share the blame because I think if I knew myself well, obviously I would have known that, okay, this is who I am, this is what I stand for, this is what I believe in, and so this is what I want. Right. And not necessarily, okay, because I met this guy, he's nice to me, he said he likes me, I like him back, okay, let's be in a relationship. And I think that's the mistake a lot of us do, like as women, because sometimes we don't really sit down to see, okay, this person that I'm going in for, does he really, I don't want to use the word standards, but does he really fall into the category of people I want to be around? I know that sometimes every human being has flaws, we all have flaws, but then when you make it your mission in a relationship to change someone, I think it's the biggest mistake one can ever commit, and I did that, and I stayed in that relationship for I think a year. As for me, I vowed to myself I'll not stay in a relationship for more than 2 years. I might study medical course or something. I won't do that. So I think I stayed in a relationship for a year. Then I came to the realization that, look, this is not working for me. I mean, I cannot be in this relationship where I'm constantly trying to tell you to do this, be this kind of person, when honestly, truly, it is not you. It is not in your DNA. And it's like I'm also forcing you to do something. You end up not being happy with me. And see, it will be like every time I open my mouth to say something, you think, oh, there she goes again. She's about to complain. So it becomes that kind of vicious cycle where I complain, you go back, do the same thing, and come back to who you are and all that. So for me, if you ask me to share my worst relationship mistake ever, I think it was trying to change somebody to be the kind of person that I wanted.
Wow. Well, thank you so much for that. That's absolutely amazing. But then again, it's also it's also the thin line between being with somebody who pushes you to be better. And then being with somebody who is making
I
you
think that being in a relationship with someone who pushes you to be better is entirely different.
Yes. Yeah.
Because this is a situation where you are doing this, and I'm trying to say, okay, Linda, or if you do it this way, I think it's going to be okay. Now, what you're doing is good. Now, when you do it this way, when you do it like that, it will, that is different. But this is the kind of conversation where you have the person like doing things that it's not something that you're trying to correct him or her to be better. It's like it's something you are. Should I use the word chastising? Or it's like Addo and yet. You understand?
Yeah.
So you try to say this and only probably like for instance, when you date somebody who is
there's a lot of noise. The wind.
Oh, sorry, I think it's the wind. I'm so sorry.
Yeah. Okay.
So, for instance, you are dating somebody who is, say, a chronic womanizer. How do you manage to make that?
How do you manage that?
Only permanently no. So it's either the person. You see, I always say this on every platform that I'm given, that the best apology is a changed behavior. So if I'm in a relationship with you and you do something and it's bad, and I talk about it and you acknowledge that what you've done is bad, I expect that you put in conscious effort to change. But don't let me apologize. Don't let me talk about it. You apologize and then you go back into doing the same thing. That is manipulation. So you see, I agree with you when you say you are in a relationship with someone and the person is trying to make you better. That is absolutely 100. I mean, at the end of the day, we are in the relationship to make each other better.
Yeah.
So if I realize that you are just draining me and you're not making me better in any way and you are only stressing me and, putting me in constant depression, then, what am I thinking?
Then it's a problem, absolutely.
Yeah, it's a huge problem.
Absolutely. Okay, Amma, so you want to say something?
Anymore, I watched an episode of Inyala Fix My Life, Inyala Van Zandt.
Okay.
And she said, women, and I agree with what she said, that's why I'm sharing it. She said, women tend to fall in love with potential. We need to learn to fall in love with what is being presented to us now. What you have now.
Yeah.
Accept that. Tell yourself, okay, I'm okay with this. And even if it aggravates to like 1 point higher or 2, this is what you're okay with. And then the vision you have for each other is something you work towards, because the worst thing that can happen is that the person doesn't meet up to the potential you think they have. They are stuck to what you met them as. Are you still okay with that?
If they never change,
if they never change, if they never improve, are you okay with that? So we should stop falling in love with potential. Now, my friend Jay just sent me a message and said I broke our friend's heart. The one who waited on me. Like I said, to everybody around me, I was the bad person, because he's a good person. He's awesome. He's everything. But you see, sometimes we don't want to go into relationship with some people because we are not ready for what they want.
Yeah.
When I look back at my life, I'm still in my 20s. I'm very close to 30 now. But I told a friend last week, I don't know what my life would have been like if I'd married 5 years ago. Because I know myself so well now. For the first time, I can confidently say I know what I want in a man. And I know what I don't want.
Which is very
So
important.
imagine I settled for just anything at that time.
Yeah.
I'll probably be looking back now and go like, I really don't want this. And I've already made the decision and I'm stuck with it.
Exactly.
This person wanted something too serious that even now I'm like, I want to take my time, not to talk of back then. I had to be forced into a very serious relationship like that. I'm not saying this to hurt you again in case you're listening, but hey, it wasn't going to work.
It wasn't going to work. Oh well, the truth is the truth. There's not much you can do about it.
Yeah, it hurts all of us, including me.
Of course it does.
That you
hurt
you
someone.
hurt.
Yeah.
You think I'm the cause of the of you
I get
hurting.
that. I get that. Good evening, Esinam. Thank you for posting about us on Facebook, and thank you for listening. And we're about to share your worst mistake, which was the beans and cocoa you were cooking and sending to Kumasi from Sunyane every weekend.
Wow.
Upon all of that, it ended in tears.
Oh,
Esinam, sorry, why? Sorry. Oh, we're going to take a quick message from our friends, and when we come back, the phone lines are still open. It's 0302-216-541. Text lines are open as well, 0244-340-437.
Look, Okoso, you cry. Why? One school that you are attending for your own future. What do you see, Kasa? Addo, are you a toll booth operator? Today is Sunday. The mobile money vendor won't come.
Oh, ma. I was only calling to tell you that you can now send and receive mobile money on all networks. Mama, say, there's no network, name network cry and found who? Across easy. Yes, ma. What do you send me 50 Ghana in a shard?
You let me call you later. I'm applying pomade on my back.
Oh, ma.
From your network to other networks, you can now send and receive mobile money directly across IA Easy. This service is powered by Gift.
Hi, I'm Ken Addy. Please join me every Thursday evening from 8 p.m. till midnight for Ken's Music Mix. The African Sauce comes your way from 8 to 9 p.m., showcasing authentic rhythms from the continent. This is followed from 9 to 10 p.m. by the Vintage Music Show, featuring nostalgic classics and evergreens from yesteryear. Soul Serenade is on from 10 p.m. till midnight with delightful soulful music to end your day. Join me every Thursday, 8 p.m. till midnight on Ken's Music Mix, only on Joy 99.7 FM.
And that's EL with the Afro Harmony Band with Bono. It's an absolutely beautiful song. If you've made a mistake, you should play it for your girl. Maybe she'll forgive you.
As this world they turn around, my photo they settle down, my show they play around.
But Kwame says, my worst mistake was being so transparent, telling her everything, making time commitments, etc., when I should have been chasing my dreams, only for her to travel, to get her Juris Doctorate in the US, and fall for another guy because, well, I only had a bachelor's degree. Mind you, this is the same person who made me push back on my own plans to pursue further studies because she always mentioned she no go do the long distance thing. Tough one there. Bright says, I think I give in to love too much. I'm more feminist and try to respect the space of women so much. I give too much freedom to my girlfriend. I have a girlfriend now, but I'm beginning to feel I'm loving her too much. I don't know if there's anything such as too much loving, but definitely understand where you're coming from. And my phone lines are open 0302-21651. We only have time for a few more.
When you're possessive. When you're possessive, I think it's there's too much love when it's the offensive type. I mean, the one you're possessive and a threat to the person, then yeah, it's too much. But meanwhile, from the text messages, I'm deducing something, which is I think that so many people are avoiding loving right because we are all scared of hurting each other. This is scary. Like, yo, dear future somebody who wants to love me, please, look, come straight. I promise I'll also be straight. Like, I cannot do this. I can't be playing this Mickey Mouse, Tom and Jerry thing with you. Please, let's come straight with each other. Let's be truthful with each other. We are open. Like, I'm in love. You're also in love. Let's stop being afraid of vulnerability in front of each other. If you're not vulnerable in front of me, then who should you do that in front of? A therapist or who? It's me.
Well, a therapist is never a good. It's not a good. It's a good place to start.
It is, but I want to believe that you would try to be vulnerable in front of me before somebody else. Like, let's try and fix it first. If it doesn't work, then you think of a therapist instead of therapist before me.
Right.
I want you to choose me first.
Okay. I think we have a caller on the line. Hello. Good evening.
Yeah. Good evening.
Hi. What's your name?
This Nini.
Hi, Nini. How are you?
Yeah. I'm doing great.
Okay, what's your worst relationship mistake?
Oh, when you try to be so open and sincere, I realized that about 90% of the women don't want the guys to be sincere.
What do you mean by sincere, though?
I was very open, my line of work, my lifestyle, how come I live the way I live my life, and trying to meet all her demands. To a point, I tried to let her understand that I need to do more of saving so that I can prepare for getting a few things to go and do the right thing, Just as one of your callers said, she cannot date for more than a year if something is not coming out of it.
Wow.
But what we do forget is, in this same relationship, assuming the man earns 700 Ghana at the end of the month as his salary, he has to pay his rent, pay his electricity bill, water bill, use part of that same money for his T&T to work and back, use part of that same money for credit to be able to call you and also chat and what have you.
Yeah.
How much will be left? How much will she be able to even save to start buying? You get it? Yet, when you're not able to meet certain timeline after 6 months and they are not hearing anything positive, you are of no use. But forgetting that even if she visits you once, she's expecting less than 1,500 Ghana from you.
Hey.
You get it?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. How many of the women who sacrifice a little of what them and what the strand or better sense to wait for your TNT? But not about that because I'm TNT way. And when you're so open and transparent, and they turn back on you, it hurts. The point that it hurts most is after she was misbehaving, I gave her the room to go if she liked. She went, and after 2 men coming on board and not successful, she couldn't even be so open and apologize and come back. Rather, she decided to quit, and that was the most painful part of it. Wow. After realizing the truth, rather, she felt so proud that she could not apologize and cancel. We could mend up together.
Wow.
She ended up saying something like, "Now we are like brothers." So we can't be together, and it hurts.
It hurts, yeah. I can hear it in your voice. I'm so sorry. He got brothers. I'm so sorry about that.
I think men also don't like to keep women informed too much. Now, so if you have intentions of settling down with somebody and you know there are things hindering you from doing that soon, what stops you from being like actually very open, sit down with the person, okay, this is what I'm earning and I'm planning to save A, B, C, D, so let's give it 2 years or something. And in the process, you start, let's say every 6 months or every 3 months, you buy one half piece of cloth, because you know it's necessary when you're going to marry somebody traditionally here in Ghana. You take such steps that makes me realize that, oh, actually you are really serious, and that this is what is happening. But you keep all your plans in your head and you expect me to just understand
men
you.
do that a lot, keeping all their plans
in their head, and you think that you should understand you. And I think for most women too, in fact both men and women, the duration that we are ready to stay in a relationship should be determined by when we are getting into the relationship. For example, if you start dating at 20 or even 19, it's understandable if 5 years down the line you are still now talking about let's get married. But if you meet each other at 32 or 33 or 35 and you are both okay financially or with jobs, you're settled, you're ready to settle down, then you can say 6 months into the relationship, if I don't know where it's going, I'm out. It makes sense. So I think that works for everybody. Don't just say, oh yeah, I'm also going to start doing this 1 year in a relationship. If you're not talking marriage, I'm walking out.
Yes,
please.
But the thing is, are you even talking marriage just because of marriage, or are you talking marriage because you're compatible, or because it's actually worth getting married for? Because a lot of people kind of just get married to be married, as opposed to the actual fact that it's work, that it's a relationship, that it's so much more than just the title of Mrs. this or Mrs. that.
And in my almost a decade of being in my 20s, I've been through so many phases. I've been through the phase of letting people's fears get to me of, you need to settle down. And then I'm like, within me, I know that I really don't want to do this right. And then I'm like, okay, this person wants me. Let me hold on quick. Maybe it will result in marriage, because what if I miss out? Because everybody is constantly telling me, this is your prime. This is when you get the best men. This is when you get the best men. If you miss this phase.
That's not
and then
entirely true.
It's not. It's not at all. But like I said, sometimes you go, then sometimes like, I really don't want to do this. Like, I don't even want marriage at all. I've been through that phase. And I've been through the phase of, I want to settle down. And then I'm like, I'm scared. What if this moment leaves and then I don't get the best men again? Because they say the best men are available within this window of my life. So if I don't get... So I've been through so many phases, and now I'm at the phase of... I love me so much.
I'm afraid of what you're about to say.
Yeah, because sometimes I oversay things.
Yeah, so let's just go to Nee, because Nee is back on the line. Hi, Nee, what's up? Oh, okay. Well, Nee is gone. So don't oversay it. But
no, I wouldn't. But you know, like, I'm at that point in my life. I'm like, I want to actually have fun with whoever I'm with. I want to be sure that I don't want marriage to be the first thing I'm looking forward to when I'm talking to somebody.
But who said marriage is not fun?
I think it is. I've seen people living, the fun life, and they've told me that it's actually fun. Like, it's not all perfect, but it's fun as well. And I think the idea of marriage is actually nice. When you have the fact that you have a partner for life, you have somebody that
to annoy every single day for the rest of your life.
Somebody that you can actually, especially a good husband or a good wife, the first person you can rely on with your ideas. Because I always come up with an idea, and sometimes I find it difficult. The fact that I have to rely on a number of friends, talk to this person today or that person. I wish it was somebody special, somebody who my success means something to him, because we are life partners, and when I'm successful, it affects him. It affects our children, because he gets to say, "This is the mother of my children. This is my life partner. And she's doing well." So I think the idea of marriage is great, especially a good one, a good marriage.
A good one. But let's talk to Israel. Israel.
Hello. Good evening.
Hi. Good evening. How are you?
I'm fine by His grace.
Okay. So, what's your worst mistake?
Oh, this one is not my personality, but it's a friend of mine, close friend of mine. So he was in a relationship with a certain lady, promised to marry her, and they come into agreement. All of a sudden, the lady just jumped out of the relationship. We called her back and asked the reason. He couldn't able to tell us something. Before about 6 months later, we heard that he was there. Some guy came and make ready with her. No problem. We wait about 3 years. All of a sudden, we are just going to take a car from a station. We just met her. The thing happened in Tema, and We go to Kekos to take a car.
Mhm.
He just met the lady. He saw us first, and then he started calling us. We turned and realized that this is the guy, the lady who left us for some years ago.
Mhm.
He started begging. For what? What is the begging for? He said he need our number. He need our number. We gave the number to her later. When we come home, he called and they narrated a lot of story. Unfortunately for her, the wedding in which she engaged in, the man is not is impotent.
Oh,
my goodness! And then now that she came back and be begging my friend. Before he come, the house has already occupied by another lady.
That's very interesting. Okay.
I don't you see when we talk to her properly. You see, he did not study the guy who made the wedding with her at all. He just jumped into it, and then he made, not knowing that the guy is impotent.
Wow, that's quite a story to end the show with today. Thank you so much for all your phone calls and your text messages and for sharing your experiences with us. We're grateful. We'll do this again next week, Wednesday, same time. Amma, thank you so much for giving us your evening.
That's thanks for listening and
she's
sharing.
now coming to do shout outs too.
King Solomon, Jade, Abiawuni, everybody. Thank you.
Okay, well there you go then. All right, well people, enjoy your evening. We're out.